All right, what is going on, Ravens flock? And welcome back here again to another episode of the Ravens Way podcast, episode number 24. Voss, how we doing tonight? How we feeling? How's the vibe?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. You go into Cleveland, put up a statement win, sweep Ohio in Ohio. Obviously, we're against backup quarterback, but that was a dominating performance. And now we're looking forward to Week 5 and trying to get the divisional AFC North sweep all three teams on the road. So we're flying high. We got the O's getting ready for some ALDS action this weekend too. Great time to be a Baltimore sports fan.
I would agree. I'm pretty pumped for the weekend. It's going to be good. Saturday, 1:00, Orioles game. Sunday at 1:00 as well, Orioles game. So a little bit of conflicting schedules, but we'll make it work. And I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the this kind of old rivalry, so to say, between the Ravens and Steelers. It's kind of been stale as of late, but seeing couple things kick up on the social media that makes me think that maybe it's back. Maybe a little bit of grit and determination, back in the rivalry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Patrick Queen finding to be a reason to be mad at Mike Tomlin. Yeah. Anyway, before we look forward, let's look backwards and let's go to Week 4. Couple takeaways I had from this game. Let's start with the offensive side of the ball. Lamar, perhaps one of his most accurate games of his career, really was dropping dimes throughout. I know you put out some clips on social media. He only missed a few throws, or he only had a few incompletions, and none of those really missed throws. So he really does look like he's starting to get comfortable in Todd Monken's offense. And I do think that the spread elements of Monken's offense have unlocked Lamar in the red zone, and that is why they've been so tremendously proficient in the red zone through the first 4 games.
Yeah, I would agree, and that's the biggest difference to me so far between Monken and Roman, along with everything else we've stated in previous podcasts, is also red zone. They've been very efficient in the red zone. They've been scoring, and they've been scoring touchdowns in the red zone, not field goals, touchdowns. 7 matters. So I'm with you. I think that was one of Lamar's I would probably say it's hard because the volume wasn't there, but in terms of placement and accuracy and timing, it was all there. One of his best games throwing, period. I'm not going to rank it. But overall, you got to feel good about that going into the rest of the season, that Lamar can continue those performances and hopefully into January. I think that's really where we have missed him and missed that high profile passing offense to kind of carry us. And outside of that, I think our defense is rolling very, very well. And I know that was a rookie quarterback, but you have to do your job. You have to show up on Sunday. You have to hold them to 3 points. And they did that. So I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Well, just circling back to the offense before I flip to the defense, I absolutely agree with you that Lamar's looking comfortable. Cleveland had the number 1 defense in the league entering this game, and the Ravens took it to them. And they were down for most of the game 2 offensive tackles, and they're probably 2 of their 3 starting receivers. So that's very encouraging. Very encouraging that Lamar with Andrews, and Andrews looks like he's up to speed after the preseason injury. Very encouraging. Very encouraging. I predicted a tough game. I did not expect the offense to do quite as well as they did. The pass protection struggled once Morgan Moses went down. Fortunately, Morgan Moses practiced today, and Ronnie Stanley may change out of his street clothes this weekend, depending on how he's feeling. They're starting to get a little healthy. They're starting to get healthy. We got Bateman, full practice 2 days in a row. Beckham, limited practice 2 days in a row. Marlon Humphrey, limited a couple of days in a row. So you're starting to get your big dogs, your top guys back. I think if you can go into Pittsburgh and take care of business, and then go to London and take care of Tennessee, then you can really kind of hit your stride with a healthy team. So a couple thoughts on defense, but I'll kick it back to you before I go into that.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think the pass protection definitely left a little bit of meat on the bone, so to say. Feels very, very reliant to me on Patrick Ricard. probably needing to be in there. That's kind of my biggest takeaway from the pass protection is until they can prove that they can go out there and pass protect with 5, I think Ricard is going to be their best answer to keep in as a chipping blocker or chip with both tight ends. But you can't go out and empty personnel with bad pass protection, even with a fully healthy offensive line, which ideally should be able to pass protect without 5. But I still have questions about that, especially after week 1 where they were fully healthy and it didn't look so hot when they went out there with 5.
Not against these two teams. I mean, Cleveland and Pittsburgh might have the two best bookend edge rushers in the league. I mean, hypothetically, Za'Darius and Myles Garrett, and then TJ Watt and Highsmith. So yeah, you got to be able to do a lot of different things, and Monken has shown that he can do different things. Flipping it over to defense, very impressed with Jadeveon Clowney. Consistently disruptive, on pace to set the Ravens record, or at least since 2006, as far as most pressures in a full season. You sort of remind me of Matt Judon in a lot of ways, and a lot of the things I liked about Matt Judon. And then you got to come back to defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald. He is really making a strong case to be coordinator of the year with the way he is not only putting his top guys in position to make impact plays, whether it be Roquan, whether it be Kyle Hamilton, but also just cultivating an environment where the lesser known or the lesser pedigreed guys like a Geno Stone and a Brandon Stevens can go out and play at a very high level. I was skeptical that this inside-out scheme could work. And granted, they haven't faced the highest level of competition at quarterback, including an injured Burrow and a couple backups. But I'm pretty bullish. I'm pretty optimistic. I'm pretty excited about the way it's coming together.
Definitely, I would agree. And kind of to that point a little bit, I mean, they did. I mean, that Week 1 Texans game is looking like a better win as the time goes on. The Texans do look like a very good team. C.J. Stroud does look a very good quarterback. Of course, it's his first game in the NFL, so a little bit of a learning curve and all that stuff and such. But I feel good, really, really good about the defense from where it's going to go from here. You're going to add Marlon Humphrey back. You're going to add Marcus Williams back. Tyus Bowser eventually will come back. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Who knows about that one? But overall, you're going to get healthier in the secondary, and that can allow you to do a lot more things up front in terms of scheming and getting home with pressure. So I feel good, like you said, with Jadeveon Clowney, someone that we both were very high on, and we're banging the drum. And so far, like you said, he's got, I think, 19 pressures through 4 weeks. So, pretty consistent, pretty good. And now we go down here till the trade deadline, and we're like, okay, well, let's think of what we can add there, just because of the injuries there. So overall, I feel good about the defense, like I said, and I'm excited to hopefully tee off on another opponent.
Yeah, completely agree. So they're starting to get into the season, as Harbaugh says. It's not about how you look in the first 4 games or the first 6 games or 8 games or 10 games or 12 games. It's how you're peaking at the right time. And I do think this has a look of a team that can peak at the right time, but a long way to go ahead. But anyway, let's if you're ready, let's get into the Phil breakdown here. I know you put some time into the All 22 and want to see what you unearthed, and as far as looking backwards as well as looking forwards. So let me pull this slideshow up here, and we'll get it going. What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Too far ahead. Yeah. Yep, I got it here. All right, let's start with the beautiful intro screen.
Worked hard on that. Right. Worked hard on it, damn it.
It looks good. A lot of legends there. So go ahead and walk us through, because this was. I want to hear. Give us your thoughts. You put this together. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah. So starting off here with the first play. This is the Mark Andrews corner end zone touchdown, and It, I hate using like ultimatums with this is the best or this is the greatest or this is, but this is a sick throw. And if you see it, there's another angle out there on Twitter. You look it up. It's from the stands, and I mean it's every bit of three defenders around Mark Andrews, and Lamar Jackson just puts it above the bookshelf where no one else can get it. And I just think it's such a sick throw. So doesn't make my throw of the week though. I think there's a throw better that we'll get to the last clip of the Browns game. But I thought this was just great play, great catch by Mark Andrews too. Finding empty spot. The cover three, very rarely can you find empty spots behind corners. But when you have an offensive coordinator that can conflict corners like they did there, you get a little soft spot. So
hell of a catch by Andrews. Just tremendously done all the way around. Beautiful. One of Lamar's, highlight reel touchdowns that if he keeps his pace up and makes it the Hall of Fame, that's something they would put in the montage. But let's move on to the second play here.
So this was the Zay Flowers scramble play, kind of backyard football, whatever kind of cliche term you want to use. But I thought that this was great poise by Lamar. Usually Lamar will sometimes kind of get lost back there and hold on the ball too long and try and stay in the pocket. But good job by Lamar to get on his legs, go out there, move out of the pocket, go make a play. And Zay Flowers, way to keep working downfield. I think that's something we've been missing for a while from receivers. Is you got to work downfield. You got to keep moving.
Zay Flowers has been a revelation. I don't think he was expected to be thrust in a position to be leading the team in targets and receptions and yards after the catch and everything. But injuries have put him in that place, and he has stepped up to the plate. He has a reception of 20 yards or more in 3 or 4 games and a reception of 40 yards or more in 2 or 4 games, and he has not dropped a catchable pass all season.
Definitely. So moving on here, and what's funny is all 3 of these throws are on the same drive, and I just thought like this was like if this was like Greg Roman's offense, like these throws are coming in like 4 different games. But when you give Lamar Jackson one-on-one opportunities and the ability to place a ball where no one else can get it, and there isn't 6 receivers around to clog up the area, this is what happens. And he lays it in the breadbasket, so to say, with Melvin Gordon, who's been playing fairly well. I laughed at him when he got signed. I laughed at him when he got tackled on the open field in preseason. And now he's running hard and yeah, he's running hard. And he's making catches over the shoulders. So shout out to Melvin Gordon and shout out to Lamar for throwing another dot here.
I just want to again reiterate: this is the number 1 defense in the NFL, littered with first-round picks. You got pretty much your entire secondary's first-round picks. JOK, who's a first-round picker here, or was he early second? I don't recall. But anyway, this isn't going against
LJ Fort.
Easy players to defend to beat. So just hats off to Lamar just got hot, and that's all quarterbacks get hot from time to time. So yeah, we'll just keep on cutting through here. So what do you have on this play? You want me to run it through?
Yeah, run it through. This is the same play.
Okay.
So it's so good we can see it twice.
So this was you can watch it twice.
So this was early in the game. I think this was like the first quarter or the second quarter. It was one of the Browns' first offensive drives, and this was the point I knew we were going to win the game. So the Browns line up. With a guard in the backfield, pre-snap, and then they try to run this reverse sweep with 2 lead blockers. That guy close to the inside the guard. I just thought this was like a Mickey Mouse play. Like put on the Looney Tunes music, put on the Mickey Mouse music. What are we doing? Let's play some serious football here. And The Browns are a terribly coached team. They really are. I mean, Stefanski was kind of hired to be this whole wide zone savant and kind of grow with all the other coordinators and coach coordinators like McVay and Shanahan and all that. And week in and week out, they can't tackle, and they have plays like this where it's just blunders. Like there was a play the week before where Deshaun Watson threw it backwards and they lost 10 yards. So I just think this is a badly coached team, and the talents. And this is a team I like preseason. I said they were going to finish second behind us, and they probably will, considering the Bengals look terrible. But I just think that this is just,
Yeah, well, I want to highlight Malik Harrison on this play. He sets a excellent edge. He's lined up as the outside backer here, and then he takes away, he blows up the tight end, and then just gives Elijah Moore nowhere to go. And then Tavius Robinson, who shouldered a heavy snap share this game, cleaned it up. So, good coaches put lesser talented or lesser known players in a position to succeed. The Ravens are really doing that this year. I'd be hard pressed to find a better tandem of coordinators through 4 games than McDonald and Monken.
Agreed. Yeah, so funny enough, this next play is Malik Harrison setting the edge. Chris was joking on Twitter, pointed out the last week. He's like, "Why aren't we using Harrison more? And why aren't we, having him out there at edge with Owe down?" And it made me thought of that. I'm like, huh. So then, follow here this week, we have Malik Harrison once again out there at edge, Sam linebacker, whatever, strong side defensive end. And he just sets an edge and forces the run go back inside. So I thought that was really interesting, considering Van Noy probably can set an edge. Clowney can definitely set an edge. Always out. So who do you have kind of that breather for Clowney and Van Noy on early downs? Because you kind of want those two on pass downs. And that's Malik Harrison at edge. So, and then they put out Tavius Robinson and Malik Harrison on the same drive. So,
absolutely. All right, let's keep it moving. What a defensive performance. I mean, DTR, rookie quarterback, but still, hats off.
3 picks. That's not we said. I said in the preview. I said
that's what you want.
I said in the preview. I said if we pick the ball off, I said Deshaun Watson was going to throw a pick. I didn't know DTR was going to play. Otherwise, I would probably said the thought too. But the stunt. This is what when the highlight is stunt, edge stunt inside. Here by Clowney. Thought this was a really nice designed stunt. And Jadeveon Clowney missed 2 sacks this game with wrap-up issues. Just give me one. I don't need 2. I just need 1. Give me one of those wraps up.
I'm actually rooting for Mr. Almost
because of the money.
For the incentives, exactly. Mr. Almost can stay Mr. Almost, and we keep that money. But yeah, so here you go with, is that Matabike? No, it's Urban crashing down, and then Clowney loops underneath or inside, excuse me.
Yeah.
And well-designed play.
Yeah, and Urban also had a pretty nice game. I thought Brent Urban got a disgusting quarterback hit. Like, the first drive, DTR went to the play action, and then Brent Urban just clobbered him. And I was like, welcome to the NFL.
I think the defensive line and Anthony Weaver has done an excellent job as coaching those guys up. You got a 5-man rotation, and all 5 of these guys are playing at a really high level. So, losing Calais Campbell, we didn't quite know how the defensive line was going to take shape. Through the first 4 games, they've been all you could ask for and more.
I would agree, definitely. So this is my throw of the week. Wasn't a completion, but the I guess you call it flag out to Nelson Aguilar here in the corner of the end zone. Thought that was just such a tight window to fit it in, and I mean, the Browns, and this went along with that first three string of plays from Lamar, where the Browns showed cover 3 4 times, and all 4 times Lamar Jackson just was slicing. So to me, and a lot of discussion. Oh, he can't handle pressure looks. He can't handle cover 1. He can't handle this coverage, that coverage. I think it's all pretty silly. I think Lamar Jackson's a good quarterback in this league, top 5, top 3, however you want to slice it. He can read your coverages. He can make the throws that any of the other quarterbacks can make. So, feeling good.
Yeah. Beautiful throw. Beautiful throw. Yeah, I mean, it really seems like Lamar is certainly carrying the offense. I mean, between his production through the air and on the ground, one of the league leaders in first downs picked up on the ground, one of the league leaders in 10-yard runs on the ground, and then you add to that this ability to carve up zones because they have to play zone against him. They can't play man. It turns back on him. So I'm really excited. It seems like Lamar is evolving into that next iteration that everybody was hoping was there when the Ravens got rid of Tom Monken. So now we're going to go to a little advanced scouting with Yuri's All-22 and take a look at the Pittsburgh Squealers a little bit.
Yeah. So here, Kenny Pickett just kind of underthrows the ball. And I wanted to highlight the general thought here, besides that it's an interception, is that Kenny Pickett really doesn't have a strong arm. And when he's under pressure, he can really, really get rattled and will start making some stupid decisions. So I think that the key to the game here to stopping the Steelers offense, put quotation marks around it because there's it's not a very
I got some stats coming in the preview, but go ahead.
Yeah,
I got some good stats.
It doesn't seem like a very rolling object. Unstoppable force versus immovable object. It seems more like a very immovable object that you can stop. So, to me, the key to stopping the offense is keep doing what you're doing. Show the pressure looks, confuse them, and get some hits on him. He's got that banged up knee, and I never wish injury on anybody, but I'm sure that if you hit him a couple times, sure. It'll start. Happen. He'll limp.
So, and then I also want to point out, I believe this is the rookie first-round pick that got some action last week, and that is Omenihu, I think, just totally bullying him right into Pickett's lap. So, what was it, Broderick Jones, right? That's out of Georgia. So, yeah, there's some matchups. We'll get to it in just a moment where I think, we'll get there. I can get to the next clip.
A couple offensive linemen, yeah.
And then now we have Pittsburgh's defense, and Minka has not been quite up to snuff so far this year by most metrics.
Yeah, he had that injury early in the season. He might be playing through it. To me, I was watching the game and I thought that he probably punctured a lung. I legitimately thought okay, there's a lung issue because he was coughing. He was coughing after he got hit in the chest. And I'm like, okay, there's something very wrong there. So he might be playing through something. Who knows? I'm not going to play the conspiracy theorist. I'm not an October 4th at 2:20 this. But I think that the Steelers defense is Patrick Peterson doesn't look as good as he did in these late career years. Being a heralded vet doesn't really look like that anymore. Porter looks very, like a rookie corner. He's not super ahead of the competition like some other rookies have been in the past for other teams, and it's going to be carried. It's going to be carried by Watt and Highsmith. That's really it. Hayward's on IR.
Right.
No, I mean, like it's. Do you let those guys ruin your day or not? And that's you'll get into it. Obviously, you said you have some thoughts on matchups, but um,
Yeah.
go
So
ahead.
let's go into our week 5 preview again. As you said, the pass rush containing the edge rushers, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, is going to be the key for the Ravens, whether their offensive tackles are healthy and available or not. Either way, they're probably going to have to give them some help, but how much help do they need to give them? And also worth noting, Lamar Jackson has struggled against Pittsburgh more than probably any other team he has faced. He actually has a negative interception to touchdown ratio or touchdown to interception ratio against them, which is notable because he's pretty much carved up everybody else he's played. Um, Pittsburgh is allowing 4.7 yards per carry on the ground. Cam Hayward, as you mentioned, their best interior pass rusher is out. I think you can probably dominate some teams with two elite edge rushers and an elite down lineman. You remove that down lineman from the equation, and the situation, the dynamics change a little bit. So,
The Red Sea
you know,
opens.
right? It's a rivalry game. Pittsburgh's not going to roll over, but I have a pretty good. Those are my thoughts for the offense, at least. I think the Ravens are going to pretty much be able to dictate terms on offense. I don't see a reason why they can't.
Yeah, I would agree. The only maybe there's a little PTSD, but in the past, Watt has just ruined our games before.
And Ronnie
Fool me.
Stanley's career.
Yeah. Well, Stanley hopefully plays this Sunday, but Watt doesn't line up on the left side. Watt will not line up over
No, I know.
left tackle.
But he came across the formation and took out his ankle. But anyway.
Yeah. I'm just saying from here on out, Ronnie Stanley, future Ronnie Stanley. But like you said, or like I was saying, Watt has ruined a couple of our games, but fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, fuck the peace signs. So let's we go out there and handle business. Go out there and double them with Ricard. I think that's I like. I
With
don't. I almost don't want
Tomlinson.
to say like run at him, but I kind of want to run at him. Like I kind of
Yeah.
want to get Ricard out there and just run at him and like physically beat him all for the first 3 quarters. Just smash him in, break his will, and then from there, start running the score up. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think Watt is the guy you got to key on defense for sure. Whether it's Ricard, whether it's Eric Tomlinson, who just got signed to the P squad, who's probably going to get activated for this game, or could at least if Moses can't go. And then and Gus. I mean, Gus is a big man. He's pretty much outside linebacker size. We saw him lay a devastating block on Garrett last week. For all those people that want to keep Melvin Gordon around because of his pass blocking, he's not a very good pass blocker, number one. And number two, Gus and Ricard are way better than him. But, yeah, I think other than that, I mean, the Ravens, Pittsburgh has used some creative scheme to negate the Ravens' rushing attack in previous years with Greg Roman. They went to a 4-4 stack, I believe, last year, late in the season when Huntley was under center, and had pretty good results with that. I don't think they're going to be able to do that against the Todd Monken offense. I think that was the game that maybe showed Harbaugh the limitations of what the Roman scheme could do.
definitely. It does seem like in the past that we've struggled against them, and hopefully some demons are exercised this weekend. Hopefully the Ronnie Stanley, TJ Watt demon is exercised. Hopefully Lamar Jackson versus Steelers demon is exercised, and I guess we would get into predictions here.
I want to flip it to the defensive side of the ball. Okay, so Pittsburgh, the team that had all of the preseason hype from Bill Simmons to PFF to pretty much every podcast I listened to, about the third week of August, everybody was ball washing Pittsburgh for some unknown reason. They have the 30th pass offense according to DVOA. They have the 31st rushing offense, according to DVOA. And their offensive coordinator was fired from coordinating the Maryland Terrapins about 6 years ago. So just to give you a little perspective, their offense is very bad. They have a weak offensive line. George Pickens is not bringing down the contested catches like he did last year. And Najee Harris, as he's always been, as almost every running back is depending on the blocking. So I really think the defense can dominate, just swallow and swarm up, even though they're on the road and even though it's a rivalry game. I really do. I don't fear their offense, like barely at all.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think their offense is very impressive through everything that I've watched and seen. Najee Harris does lead the league in explosive runs, which is weird. Very weird. Very, very weird for someone that I'm like, wow, that guy looks terrible. But it happens. Apparently he leads the league in explosive runs, and every other run's like a 1 yard carry. So
yeah, so he gets hit in the backfield for a 6 yard loss because the offensive line can't block anybody, and then gets a 2 yard gain, and that's an explosive run, something like that.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably what it is. Explosive runs for the Steelers offense it's skewed. Five or more is an explosive run. But yeah, I think our corners are going to be fine. I don't think anything they can really take advantage of. Their offensive line is pretty porous. They're out a couple guys, and like you said, their first round rookie is going to be out there again. If who was it? Who was in that clip that was blowing them up? It was
Omenihu, I think, right?
No, it might have been Jerry. No, Menahu's in Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken, unless he went back.
Or Okawankwa.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get some of those.
It might be Jerry Hughes.
The Texans? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
yeah.
Point was if someone we don't know is doing that, then Clowney or Van Noy or one of these guys should just. Someone's gonna have their way. Someone here. I need a 2-sack game from someone on the defensive line. I need a big game. I need someone that's just gonna really, really be a pain. Maybe Travis Jones. That would be nice. He's he's not the fastest guy, but that would be sick just to see him come up the middle and just blow somebody up.
Yeah, or Pierce. I think the Ravens have a lot of matchup advantages in this game. The Ravens have better players at most positions, probably every position except for outside linebacker. Yeah, I think that's probably true. I think the Ravens are better at every positional group except for outside backer. And not only that, but they have better coaches. The Ravens coordinators, as I mentioned earlier, they're just, really rising to the occasion. So projection time, I am going to go with an efficient offensive performance and a smothering defense leading to a Baltimore beatdown, 32-6. Ravens.
Baltimore beatdown. Had to give it a quick shout out. It's hard because this is. The Ravens really do have them by a lot. And this isn't me being fan biased. I'm not usually a biased fan in the first place. But they really do have them by a lot. But I'm going to say it's a little bit closer. I don't know when the last time is we blew them out. We blew them out of the water. I'm gonna go ahead and go with 27-13. 14-point victory is still a lot, but I think that maybe until halftime, midway through the third quarter, it's a little bit of a slugfest, and the Ravens pull away and they start punching a little bit harder than the Steelers can handle.
Yeah, Ravens just have a good look in their eye. They really do. And Roquan and Lamar just throw the drink on either side of the ball. Intangibles. So, yeah, a lot of the national pundits are predicting, I don't know how the Steelers are going to do it. They're outmatched everywhere, but they're going to keep it close. I don't know. I just don't buy that. So, props. I got 2 props that I like in this game. Najee Harris under 48.5 rushing yards. I think the Ravens not only have a great run defense, but he's going to be chasing a negative game script, and I could see a lot of his touches going, or his snaps going to Jaylen Warren, who's probably a better pass catcher. The second one is Zay Flowers, anytime touchdown, plus 205. I think this is a game where can record his not his first professional touchdown. First of all, Steelers are good against tight ends. That's a reason why Lamar has a negative interception to touchdown ratio, is because they are pretty good at covering Mark Andrews. So who's that lead? But your rookie receiver, and wide receiver ones have been roasting Pittsburgh this year. You got Nico Collins and everybody they played. Nico Collins went nuts last week. Every wide receiver one they played is going wild. So I do like Zay Flowers to get his first touchdown here.
I'm gonna piggyback off you. I'm gonna go with Zay Flowers over 80 yards. I think that's like you said. I think all wide receiver ones have gotten a minimum of 80 yards against him the past 4 weeks. So I like that. And then I'm gonna go with the Gus over 50 yards. Feeling like the Ravens are probably gonna take advantage of their weak run defense for the Browns. Then I'm gonna hit it with another. Justice Hill, 25 plus yards.
That's the one. Yeah.
Justice Hill, 25 plus yards. It's probably near close to money, probably like minus 110, something like that. Plus 102, somewhere around that. And then anytime touchdown, Isaiah Likely. This is weird. I'm like, I was thinking about it as you were talking about how they cover tight ends well, and I'm like, I feel like Isaiah Likely might get one. So is the weird feeling last week. I got the Mark Andrews 2 touchdowns. So I almost wanted to say Kolar, but I feel like Kolar is going to be inactive because they're going to activate Tomlinson, and we will we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I like that. Good stuff all around. Hill, if he was healthy, I think this could be a Justice Hill smash game because they like something about his skill set. I guess maybe his quickness to the outside against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
A lot of his best games in his career have been against Pittsburgh, and they feature him against Pittsburgh. So
yeah, exactly.
But then again, he's fighting off a toe injury and a hamstring, and he's not quite up to speed. But I'm probably going to run route in my deep fantasy 16 team starting 4 flex leagues this week because I do think they like that matchup. Moving on to Thursday Night Football, we got a nice tight episode here. Hopefully, we'll get everybody out of here before it kicks. I'm laying the 6. I'm laying the 6 for Washington, and I do think this is a breakout game for your boy Sam Howell. I think he's going to carve up that porous, shoddy Bears defense.
I'm feeling it too. I really am. I think that it's drip or drown here for Sam Howell for this week. Got to go out here and no Kyler Gordon, no Eddie Jackson. It's one, that defensive back, like you said, it's blown up. There's no good corners out there. There really isn't. There's one, Larry Stevenson. I like him. Respect to him. But now the Washington has McLaurin, Dotson, Samuel, Diami. Poor Logan Thomas probably won't get any catches, so I would avoid that. But outside of that, Washington really should have their way. And their defense isn't that bad. Their defense really isn't that bad. So I would go and go Washington minus 12. That's going to be my ridiculous, let's just blow it out of the water type bet.
What are the odds on that one?
I think,
the alternate line?
Yeah, it's the alternate line.
Right.
So it's probably plus money. It's probably plus 200, plus 300.
It's probably plus, good money. 250, 300,
yeah. And then I'm going to go with Sam Howell. So I put these bets in earlier. 1.5 touchdowns for Sam Howell was plus money, and him to go over 300 yards was also plus money. It added up about plus 580. So you put in 5, you can get decent chunk back. So I like that stat line, and I like Justin Fields 25 yards and a touchdown, which is plus 400. So put in a couple lottery tickets, like Justin Fields 2 touchdowns, and then everything else lobbed in with it. But I like the Commanders tonight. I really think that they, I'm hitching my wagon on Sam Howell.
Yeah, home teams with a talent advantage and a huge talent advantage in the trenches on Thursday night on a short week. I always like those. Let's move on to our last segment, our last note here. Upset of the week. haven't been doing so well, so I'm going to stay the hell away from Atlanta from now for the rest of the season. Although I'm like one of the only 6 people remaining in my survivor pool that I'm in. Everybody got wiped out early. But anyway, look, I got 3 games I like. I like the Jets plus 2.5 at Denver. Again, just a dominant defensive line. Denver's defense has been shoddy and porous this year. But a little scary with Zach Wilson. I like Dallas plus 3.5 at San Francisco. I think they have better players. I think San Fran has better coaches. I think Dallas has better players. So when you're getting some points, but it's always hard to take a road dog. So I'm going to go with the home team for my upset of the week this week. I'm going to go with Indianapolis plus 2.5 at home, hosting the Titans, coming off a big win. The Titans' home road splits have been crazy this year. They're really good at home. They're horrendous on the road. I know it's a divisional team, but I think Indy's investment in run stoppers will slow down Tennessee and their offensive scheme because it's all predicated on getting Henry going. And yeah, so I'm going to take Indy plus 2.5 with Anthony Richardson, giving CJ Stroud a little run for his money as far as the rookie of the year.
I like that. I'm trying to think who I picked last week. I can't. Do you remember off the top of your head who I picked last week for upset?
I remember you picked the Commanders 2 weeks ago. I don't think I remember last week. We got to go check the tape. We got to get some all 22 on the podcast to see.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Zach Wilson and the Jets plus money over the Broncos. I'll fade you and see what happens.
All right.
Maybe it's the bias in me. Maybe it's the pre-draft bias that I like Zach Wilson a lot and that he showed me a couple things last game that I'm like, maybe he can put it together. The Broncos defense stinks. And I guess it comes down to coaching and Sean Payton at this stage. I don't know. So I'm going to ride the Zach Wilson wave. I'm going to ride it, and it's like plus money. And if I crash in the wave, so be it. And if I'm surfing in Hawaii, so be it.
That's it. I like it. As I said, I like that one too. Yeah, this is the time of year where you start separating the contenders from the pretenders, and I think the Ravens are firmly at the top of the heap of the contenders. So I'm pretty damn excited about see how the next month goes. You get this win in Pitt, and you're really sitting pretty. Top of the division with 3 road divisional wins already in the bank before the middle of October. Doesn't get much better than that.
Definitely, I would agree. The only thing I can say is stay healthy. Stay healthy. That's what I'm
saying. Get
saying.
Healthy. They've already been hurt. Now it's time to get healthy.
Lamar Jackson, stay healthy. That's all I ask for.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that just about does it for us, I think, boss. We'll go ahead and log off here and watch this Thursday night battle of the Game of Thrones season 6, episode 8. I'm not saying the word. Someone will think I'm being weird. Appreciate everybody for joining, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.